Okay, you guys, hi, welcome to another episode of Not Cool. Today is, I can't even believe that I got not one, but just both of them in the studio today. I love them both so much. I can't even believe you're both here. On their own, we have, I'm going to give your credits. Justin Martindale, who is a stand-up comedian, has his own podcast, Just Sayin at the Comedy Store. You also have a radio show?
Yeah, Jeff Lewis Live.
Jeff Lewis
on
Live.
Sirius XM.
Okay.
Boo.
So we have Justin Martindale, a beautiful stand-up man. I love you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you
love
for
you
being
too.
here. Next to my beautiful Justin Martindale is the gorgeous, hilarious Jason Ellis. And Jason Ellis is a stand-up. What don't you do? You're a stand-up, a pro skateboarder, BMXer, MMA fighter.
No, BMXer.
Okay, but you can ride a bike. Motocross. Okay, but if you wanted to BMX, you could BMX.
I learned about that at lunch.
I'm like, let's get real.
Yeah.
You're also an author. In it, you do everything.
Cat
you
dad.
Sing. You have your own podcast. You have a podcast with Tony Hawk versus Wolf, and the Jason Ellis Show. It goes on and on with the both of you. So powerhouses of love. Thank you so much for being here, and of course, my co-host Jen Rosenstein.
So jacked.
So jacked.
And so before
So
there's
jacked.
a lot of like, what would you say, Justin? Like a lot of like, I told Justin, okay, so let me start out with this. When we came in the studio, so we're in a new studio, and there has been a candle, a eucalyptus and mint candle.
Bathroom
Which has
candle.
been on this table every time I've come in here, which has been at least probably 6 times at least.
Ish.
And I've never once picked up this candle. Didn't even know it was there. And the first thing, Justin Martindale was here for literally 30 seconds. And and picked up this candle immediately and was like, oh, and I looked over and his nose is in the candle. And I was like, that's the most gay man thing I've ever seen you do.
It's kind of like how dogs sniff each other
Yeah.
to like know what kind of environment they're in. Like I need to know, how does this smell? What is the throw of the candle? Like what did I put myself into?
Okay.
And I got that from that candle. It's like out of 10, it's like a 7.5.
It's a eucalypt. Yes.
Usually you don't see it because once we come in, I put it below deck.
I
Yeah.
immediately was like, candle. Like
Let's
that's-
be fucking done.
I
Took
do.
it down.
I
I totally rearranged the
I have a
furniture.
candle
Yeah.
like seasonal candles.
Yeah.
I get them for spring, summer, fall, and I'm not even joking.
I'm not, you know what?
I get
I'm
like
on your
6.
joke train.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm an
I
incense
understand.
guy.
Me too.
Yeah. I like incense as
I
well.
burn all different kinds of incense. Sometimes all of them at the same time.
Wow.
I like that.
This alarms keep going off in my house because I'm always like setting fire to stuff.
Yeah.
It's super annoying.
Well, let's be clear. You also have a torch gun that you fucking do flame throwing.
Right, you have a casual
which
flamethrower.
I don't do the
might-
flamethrower in the house.
Well, we don't know that.
Mhm.
Right. Well, I don't.
Okay,
I want
well,
you to
it's
light
hard
your
to trust
candles
you.
with the flamethrower.
Mhm.
Don't.
He likes his incense with his flamethrower.
I think that's
Yeah.
why it goes off.
Some people use matches, a lighter.
Or I do remember seeing something on your social media the other day of like throwing gasoline in your mouth and
Yeah.
with like
Yeah,
so I
spitting
mean
fire?
there's yes
Yeah.
spitting fire in your home.
Yeah.
There might be other
Not
reasons.
in my
why-
home, in my
okay,
backyard.
Okay, Jason,
I don't
calm
spit
down.
fire in the house.
Yeah.
Just tone it down a little.
Yeah. It's like running
I
with
will not.
scissors.
I will pump it up. We will go.
Let's fucking go.
You know what I noticed this morning? That
What,
I
babe?
have daisies in my backyard, and when it's dark, my daisies close up and they die. But then when the sun comes out, they all open up and smile.
But you know what, baby? They're not dying. They're going night night.
I know, but I didn't know that. I didn't know they
just
go
night
sleepies.
night, and then they
I was
come
like, oh
up.
no, Daisy's died. And then I went back out in the sun. I was like, hey, you're all back. And I was like, no way.
Yeah,
You
right.
guys were like pretending to be dead and now you're back.
They're original solar panels.
You
felt like they were
are a
talking to me.
walking coloring book. Like, I love that. That's just like a little children's book.
When I noticed
No, the sun's back.
when I noticed it, I was like, oh, you're all back. And then I realized that when I said that I was in the shade of like 50 of them. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then I moved out of the way because it's obvious that they're dancing to the sun.
Yeah, just
Aren't
like
we
you.
all?
Beautiful.
Just
Aren't we
like
all?
you.
Yeah, I like the
Just
sun.
Like you.
The sun, it's like Thor. Remember Birdman?
Yeah.
And he needed the sun to like have power, and he's Bird Avenger. Remember Avenger? You probably don't. You're too gay. But you know what I mean?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
This is our thing.
He's right.
You don't know, do you?
I do know Storm and Mystique
Remember
and Rogue.
He would go, Birdman! And he had like a hammer.
No,
And
I don't need
I
a
remember
grown man telling me he's a bird.
Avenger was his
Wait,
eagle.
Hawkman?
Nah, Birdman.
Is that the Michael Keaton movie?
Before.
Oh.
Way before. It's a cartoon. Birdman. Don't tell me it's Australian because I'm gonna freak out. It's a global phenomenon, Birdman, and his bird friend Avenger. And Avenger was just like, he'd be like, Avenger, and bang, and like, he never said like, what's up, Birdman? Like, he just made a bang. Who?
Oh, it's not a...
Space Ghost. Yeah, yeah.
I watched She-Ra.
ooh, I love She-Ra.
That's
You
my
should.
bitch.
That
And
was my
He-Man,
girl
don't
too. He-Man was
Come
the
for me.
shit.
I went for both of them.
Yeah.
Thor was pretty
was-
badass.
Yeah, yeah.
But She-Ra. Oof.
Yeah, She-Ra.
But
could get
anyway,
it.
if he didn't get sun on him, he had no powers. And I can relate to that.
Yeah.
You have powers.
Only in the sun.
Okay.
I also watched Smurfs.
I liked Panthera from She-Ra as well. Because she was
Panthera?
like, yes, she was like the bitch with the mask.
Because you can
She
do
had-
her voice, I bet.
And she could like put the mask on and then turn into a cat. I was
Ooh.
like, oh.
They were all
They
so fierce. It
Well-
was like RuPaul's Drag Race before RuPaul's Drag Race.
What about
Yes.
the
Which she was
dinosaur
the-
family? Which was my
Dinosaurs?
favorite.
That was a good one.
The dinosaur
It wasn't.
family. No.
No, it was the puppets.
No, it wasn't the puppets. No,
They
no.
were like live puppets.
Yeah,
No. But they weren't called the What?
they were the puppets.
Yeah.
But they're not called the puppets.
It didn't have the baby, the little baby
The-
dinosaur.
not the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were puppets.
They're called the puppets?
No, they
No, they're
were
all
they were
puppets.
I
actual
know, but
puppets.
what was the show called?
dinosaurs.
I remember-
Oh my god!
Wow.
That was a
Man.
long run.
Wow.
Not a lot of calorie burn.
Oh.
Oh
was
my
it?
god!
Dinosaurs.
And that was
Sorry.
my fave.
No, it's not called puppets.
It's not called puppet. The show's not called Puppets.
It's not called the puppets.
yeah, no.
Okay, well, really, so also we were talking about, speaking of, which is very exciting. One, you guys, why you're here together is because you guys apparently are in the works of working
Mhm.
together,
Mhm.
doing some collabby.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys, is it something you guys can talk about? Because
I mean,
I'm
you
very
just
excited
did.
for this collaboration.
You just kind of did.
Well, if it doesn't work, then
Oh, okay.
I don't really care. That's a
You
bummer.
don't really care.
I no, I'm more about. I want to learn more about being gay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Is that what it is? It's like a Big Brother program.
It's kind of, but also like taking me out of my comfort zone
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
So it's like us introducing stuff to each other that I have. Like for instance, we went to lunch and he's like motocross, and I'm like,
Mm.
what? And he got
Yeah.
the biggest laugh out of that. And I was like, what? I don't know what that is.
I figured when you say the word motocross, you kind of figure it out, but he had no idea at all.
It's like a new
Mm-mm.
leather bar.
I thought it was like an 80s band or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
That would be cool.
Motocross, what's your... Yeah, that was it.
It's not
Yeah.
a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a great band name.
And then, what was it that I said to you and you were like, what was that? I can't remember what it was.
Oh, when you go pick up dudes.
Cruising.
Yeah.
I go, we
Oh.
should go cruising. And he was like, what's that? And I'm like, what?
Motocrossing,
Motocrossing and
Yeah.
cruising are not the same.
but it can
But you
be.
could cruise on a motocross.
Because you could just
if you
zoom
wanted
right
to.
through
You could.
them.
We
Yeah.
could cruise together on a dirt bike.
Yeah, who's driving?
That's
Who's
fucking
on back?
hot.
Probably me. If we're going to live, it's probably me.
You know, going in WeGo and the motocross.
I'm the bottom in this relationship.
Otherwise,
and
we're-
it's fine. I get it.
Otherwise, we're cruising into a wall.
Yeah,
Mm.
don't. Because he was like, would you ride a motorcycle? And I'm like, no. But he was like, what if we got you a tiny bike? I'm like, tiny bike all the way.
You know, I've put my life in his hands.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
telling
no.
me like he wants to like take me and like go do donuts and stuff.
I fucking do you remember.
Your life was
I
not-
did.
I mean,
My
yeah, there was a
life
helmet and
was-
straps involved. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
My life was in your goddamn hands,
Ish.
and I allowed
Okay.
it to happen.
Thank you.
I just got goosebumps thinking about it because it was.
Goosebumps.
oh,
What was the adventure?
We had a photo shoot for Ink magazine, and
Yeah.
I went in the car with him.
Yeah.
There was like no top. It was like one of those. I don't know what do you call
It's
it?
like a custom.
Convertible?
It was a car, but it's been cut and adjusted into just being a drift car. It's like a giant go kart. Do you know what a go kart is?
Like Mario Brothers.
Yes.
yeah,
like Princess
okay.
Leia.
Like Mario
Kind
Kart.
of.
Is that
I
right?
guess.
I know
But
what
yeah.
it's
Right?
Yeah. all right.
Yeah.
So in this small space, I think was a small space
Yeah.
to drift and do donuts.
Yeah.
And we were in this tiny small space with Sarah was there, Brianna was there. It was for Ink magazine. Hoonigan, who's
Yep.
such badass folks over there, let
Yes,
us
they
use
are.
their space. And I went in the car with Jason and it was taking photos while we were doing
The donuts. Yeah.
And I hadn't driven the car yet. And I was like, I can.
He's like,
drift
let's
too.
just
and she
do
was
it.
like, can you? And I was like, yes, I can. And she was like, can you? And I'm like, I said yes the first time. But yeah, I think at the very beginning, she was like, is he going to fly off into a wall or are we going to be okay?
We could have.
Flip
it
the
was
car.
like basically doing donuts in this room.
How do you learn to do donuts in the
It's
road?
drifting.
I
though.
grew
It's
up
like
doing donuts.
Not fucking
I
donuts.
grew up doing theater.
Right.
I grew up playing sports.
I performed in front of my class.
I play softball.
Yeah. Says so much about us, doesn't it?
I play fucking softball as a catcher.
I danced in the living room with no audience.
I did karate.
Yeah, I never did that.
I did science presentations.
No, you didn't.
Well, once I did with a volcano.
Wow.
So, okay.
You can make a volcano?
Yeah, with ketchup.
I never did that. I made a paper mache half pipe, and then this kid punched me in the face in the alleyway on the way home, and he broke my my ramp.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah,
Fuck that kid.
because I was the only guy that girls liked because
Okay.
I had like blonde hair and I was kind of cute, and they were like kind of ugly bogans, and I had a girl with me in the alleyway, and I think that's what it was for. It's like, whatever with your stupid half pipe, and I was like, this thing is sick. I made a half pipe, and I used the coping. I made straw that I glued in as coping on it. Like there's a lot of detail, and it was really good. It was like this big ramp that I had in one hand and my BMX in the other hand. Well, my girlfriend was following me, and he squashed one side of my ramp and punched me in the face. I didn't want to let go of the ramp, so I just held onto the ramp and took the shot, and was like, that sucks.
That does suck.
So you saved the ramp.
Yeah,
This was a science experiment?
Yeah, art.
It was art. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
Oh.
was an art exhibit.
art.
Art.
There you go.
I can do both. Just
See,
like
my
this.
science experiment was like, did you know that plants can grow to different types of music?
Yeah, I didn't hear that until I was in my 40s.
This plant has listened to classical music. This plant listened to rock, and it's dead.
I talk to plants now.
Absolutely.
I think I saw it on TikTok, and when my wife left me, she like left dogs and
God
plants
damn
in the
it.
house.
Yeah.
And now I'm like domesticated. And so I saw that I was like, oh man, I don't think I've given you any water since she left. And he didn't look that good. So now not only do I give him water, I give him liquid death water, which is apparently really good water. And I also say nice things and apologize for the past neglect.
Have you seen a change in plant?
Yeah, he
Good.
looks a little bit better.
Good.
Not that much better.
Well, it's drinking sponsored water. I mean, it's good.
Right.
It should
I'm
be
like,
okay.
this is a sponsored
Yeah.
ad, right?
I'm
now.
the plant daddy in my fam. I take care of the plants at home.
Do you talk to them?
Oh, yeah.
Do you say nice things?
Mhm.
Do you ever say like you're looking bad today if they look worse?
The ones outside I do.
Wow.
Right.
The
Does
ones
it
outside-
help?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But we've also, the outside plants have been great because we've been flooded.
Rondied.
Yeah.
We've had
So
some
they're
ron.
good. So the inside plants are
I
doing
could be
great,
more
too.
inspirational now that I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can be inspirational. Usually I just go, hey man, sorry. And then I pour some water in. But I could be like, you don't give up. You know what I mean? Like you got to dig deep. You can
Mhm.
shine. I don't do any of that.
Do you know what
Maybe
plants
you
really
should.
love besides water?
Sugar.
That,
Oh, charcoal.
No.
Coffee.
nitrates,
Cocaine.
and Enya.
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 Who doesn't?
Enya, like
Me.
just if you want to know what my home life is like, it's listening to Enya, watering my plants, like
Lesbian.
like pretending I'm a whale, just like in like a video,
Yeah.
just
I feel sorry for whales.
I am a ribbon dancer in my living room.
I had a ribbon dancing kit when I was little.
I remember asking my mom for one as well. And she was like, how about soccer? And I'm like, Mama, I would like to ribbon dance. Yeah.
I think that you and I, if we were neighbors, we would have definitely ribbon
we would have been
danced.
best friends for life. Oh, we would have walked
Do you-
the track every day at gym.
The track.
Did you play sports in school?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
You didn't at all.
I was the mascot in school.
Okay.
You're in theater.
In theater, yeah.
Oh, but really quickly. So we go, okay, so the show that you guys
Why
are
not do it
talking
slow?
about.
You just said really quickly. Why not pace yourself?
Okay. Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I want to know, No, because the show you're talking about, you're going to teach one another things about being gay, right? And you need to be a little more butch. Is that right?
I need to be a little more butch and
is this
out
like
of
a
my
TV
comfort
show?
zone. I don't know. Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Could be.
Could be. Yeah.
But
you
is
need
that
a
the goal?
Butch Dyke to come in.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all about you, isn't it?
Okay.
I know lesbians, and I know lesbians who motocross.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
You're on
Thank
your
you.
way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Already we're making
Right?
way.
I
It's
know my
good.
friends.
Calm down. The show hasn't started
Sorry,
yet.
guys.
Motocross.
I have friends who do like babes in the dirt and like
Ooh.
that's like they go camping every weekend and they like do it.
You mean the babes right out?
Babes close enough. Babes right out. When I say babes in the dirt,
Babes in the dirt.
I like that better.
Have you ever done that?
No, I was
Babes
going to
right
go
out?
document them that last year.
You should. It's like a whole thing. They like go camp out. They like have parties at night, karaoke, all that kind of stuff.
Melissa
But I've done
Etheridge.
camping. I love camping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what kind of camping?
Like camping.
Like in a tent?
In a tent.
Can you make a fire?
Yeah,
You can make a fire from scratch.
I think so.
How?
I can.
How
It's
does
not
that-
hard.
think so.
I've watched
How do you do it?
Outlander.
What
I
about
know-
if it's raining? Can you make a fire?
that is a good test.
Right.
I think I could. I've watched like Survivor
How would you start?
Wait.
with a fire.
You can't
There's
say
no fire.
I've watched Survivor. That doesn't count. You gotta do better. I've seen an episode of that too. That's not how it works. What would you use to start the
To
fire?
start it, yeah.
Sticks.
Okay, and
You get sticks and leaves and
Yeah.
kindling and
Ooh,
moss.
kindling.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, kindling.
Moss.
And then moss.
No, not moss.
Like
From
dry
what?
moss.
Swamp.
Dry, like
No moss.
peat.
Stop.
I don't.
Did you say Pete?
Peat moss.
Wait, what? Who's peat moss? Is that
Kate
a
Moss?
like Kate
particular
Moss?
type of moss? Oh no,
Kate
now I
Moss.
know.
And then you get like matches or a lighter and
Yeah.
start
Of course,
But
'cause
then-
they're
it. Or
matches.
rocks.
But if
No.
you don't have matches
No.
or
Or
lighter,
a fire starter.
Don't rock. Rocks don't work. Rocks is like
Or
if
the
you're doing
sticks.
rocks. No,
No.
we're dying.
No.
Yeah.
We just start eating each other. That's
What's
what I
it-
do.
what's
If we're
it-
trying to light stuff with sticks, I'm just knocking
It
you
was
out
our
and
first
eating you.
and last project. Jason
What happened
ate
to Justin?
He
What
couldn't
happened to
start
Justin
the
Martindale?
Survival, man.
How long were you trying? Like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
What? And you ate him? Yeah, he couldn't wait any longer. He was
Yeah.
getting cold.
Oh my god.
Wait, how do you, but I mean, like, that would be if I ever did like a Naked and Afraid or something, which
Yeah.
I would never, but like, that would be one of my survival tools to take would be a fire starter. I feel like that's the good one.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Put it
Mine
on being a
would be-
slideshow. I'm like,
just keep holding that. You'll be fine. Fires.
Exhibit
I
A.
What? A fire starter.
Next slide.
Exactly.
Thank you.
If
So,
you
yeah.
had, okay, you would bring a fire starter. If you had to bring one thing, what would it
Yes.
be? If you,
You have to bring
Naked
one-
and Afraid, but
yes.
you could bring one survival
tool.
Bow and arrow.
That's two
two.
things.
No, bow and
Oh.
arrow is one though.
I know. Thank you.
But I think it's two items. If
Because
they
you
got-
need to have the arrow. Well, like if you have
Okay,
a gun,
a
then it's a
knife.
two
bullet
items
and a
and
gun
one
I
item.
would
Nice.
bring
Check out
a
mine.
eucalyptus mint candle.
from the bathroom.
I'm eating you before we start. A knife. I would bring a
A
knife.
knife.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
A
good
knife.
one.
I have
That's a good one.
I have a thought. Why don't the three of you guys do something like that? The fucking queen with the princesses.
What would you bring?
Myself.
You wouldn't bring a
Classic.
thing? You wouldn't.
Classic.
Well,
What about like a
I have
pot?
Jason with me. I'll
No,
bring
you-
Jason Ellis with me.
We could
He'll
just arm
fucking-
wrestle to stay warm.
Oh, she would bring a weight.
Yeah.
Let me see
I
those
would
guns.
bring my friend Denise.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll bring Jason Ellis with me.
It's probably a good idea.
Hmm. You'll need me and I'll need you. It'll be perfect.
We need water. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Can you just pee in a cup and use like a filtration system?
No. If you have
That's
a
what they're
filtration
doing in the
system,
moon right
guys,
now.
I got it. This survivalist show will be sponsored by Liquid Death.
Ooh.
Problem solved.
And then we all
I
have
own a
rock
piece.
rack.
I could probably get him to send us some.
Yeah, do it. Do
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
But that's cheating.
Well,
No, it's not. It's not if it's part of it.
I don't want to cheat.
have you seen that show Alone?
Like Home
No,
Alone.
No, like Alone, like where they drop people off in like a location
completely by themselves?
completely by themselves.
No.
They have a camera crew. They can
Yeah, that's
tap
called
out.
that's called My House.
Well, for now.
Just saying.
No,
It's
but
not
they,
that tough.
but they can
God.
tap out, but they don't
How do
know.
they tap out?
They can tap out when they're like, I'm done, or like the camera crew's like, you're
Wait,
emaciated.
there's a camera crew there.
Yeah, so it's like a reality show.
You're emaciated.
You're emaciated. You have malaria. Queen, tap out. Like that kind of stuff. And then a boat comes and takes them, and they go. But they don't know how many people are left.
Yeah.
And whoever's left gets like $1 million.
I have seen that.
It's pretty crazy. They do like 3 months, 4 months. It's crazy.
See, if I was in a
Jason
line
should
and it
do
was
that.
you-
Jason was.
You would be really good at that.
If it was us, yeah. But I've seen that show. Those guys are another level of hunting and stuff. Like I can get stuff. If I got a gun, I can hunt. But they make traps.
Just bring your
I
cold
can't make
plunge.
traps.
Just bring your cold plunge with you, and you'll be fine.
Oh.
You love
Just freeze myself every day to get energy.
You do it. You do it anyway.
I don't
wanna
like
do
it.
I'm going to do
You
it.
don't?
No,
You
I
haven't done
hate
it?
it.
I haven't done
I
it.
want to try it.
I just do it because I keep
You
doing
can go to
sports.
Jason's. Just jump in.
I know. He was like, I know he has a cold plunge. And I was like, I want to come over and do the cold plunge.
I want to try it.
Right now, my pool is a cold plunge.
Yeah, I think everything's a cold plunge.
Yeah.
We've
My
just,
heart's a cold plunge.
Yeah.
I went in
That's a
there.
good lyric to a song.
I go in the pool now. As soon
as
as I wake up, I pray, and then I go in the pool and sit in there. And the other day, I decided to wear Speedo instead of naked.
Oh boy.
And I finished swimming in the pool, and then I get out of the pool, and I'm real cold, and I get on my knees and pray next to the pool, freezing. And then I was praying, and then the pool guy came
Oh boy.
while I was on my knees next to the pool.
How'd that turn
That
out?
was embarrassing, man.
Why?
Because I was like in my I got like a floral Speedo,
Oh.
and it's like real little, and he was watching me pray, and I talk too, because you don't want to just say it in your head. You want to say it out loud just in case God can't hear you.
Mm.
And it was just uncomfortable.
Well, you know what? He's
and I
a
wasn't
pool
done
boy.
yet. You know,
He's
a
seen
pool boy.
You've seen
he's
boy,
a big pool guy,
He's seen men on their
Or dead
on the
bodies.
knees.
and he
Yeah,
had an
he's good.
intern, and that made it worse.
Intern
because
pool boy.
The
Oh,
intern was like a younger guy, and I don't like younger guys looking at me in a Speedo.
An intern as a pool boy apprentice.
That's what it looked like.
Not a pool boy apprentice.
I mean-
like dream bigger. You know what I mean?
I was like, I don't.
What the fuck?
He
He's
didn't deserve to hear that.
Oh no.
He could do better.
Oh.
So what do you do? Well, I'm in training. How? For what? I'm chlorinating a pool.
And he was
Okay.
dressed like he was fresh,
I have to check the pH.
like he
in
was
this.
stylish.
Yeah.
Which I also didn't like.
Yeah.
Like
He
the pool
was-
guy was
yeah.
dressed rugged. The pool guy apprentice had like Yeezys on or something.
Maybe
I
it was
like, I
his
don't like
son.
this.
How do you have Yeezys and be a pool boy?
He's an apprentice. He hadn't like figured
That's
it
what, he
out
also
yet.
doesn't need money. So
That's a show.
Yeah, he doesn't need
assuming-
money.
Beverly Hills Pool Boy. That's
Might-
the show we are pitching.
Might have been a
We take
first
pool
date.
boys
But he
to
also has to do
competing.
real estate.
Yeah. I want to be, I want to be Nicole Kidman's pool boy. Like that's the
Oh,
competition.
dreams.
You get to be a celebrity pool boy.
She's not single, is she?
No,
Nicole Kidman, no, she's married to Keith Urban.
Keith Urban.
Right.
who's another-
She loves train wrecks.
He's a train. Okay, well, speaking of train wreck, so you look great. You
Wait,
always
but
look
you
great.
said speaking of train wrecks, am I going
No,
to me?
well, my own.
She said,
I
she said
projected
speaking of
my
train
own
wrecks,
train wreck.
you
I'm a
look
train
great.
wreck.
Okay.
That's what I was me.
I'm not
I
paranoid.
went
I'm totally
opposite.
secure with
I went
myself. Go ahead.
opposite.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But so you look. I just want to tell you, you look amazing. I've been watching the transformation on Instagram.
Hmm.
Really, truly,
You
every
look
single day.
great.
I'm like,
We
look at
talk
that.
about
He looks
it.
amazing.
We're like, he looks fucking
Mhm.
good.
So, and we talked. Are you pretty open about like where you are with being sober and
Mhm.
stuff like that?
Mhm.
Do you want to talk about it?
Go
at
for it.
all?
Yeah. 95 days.
95 days.
Hell yeah.
Okay, and you're off of everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Except for
Nope.
No. I
okay,
really think
good.
you're
It was a
off
test.
everything.
It was a test. It was a test.
I mean,
I know sometimes people go like, "Are you California sober?" And I'm like, I don't want to get
used to
into
be.
it. But that's not. Well, no, I didn't, because I was doing California sober while doing kratom,
Okay.
because I didn't know that kratom counted as anything until I found out way too late that that is an opioid of sorts, and that when you try to get off that, that's at my age, that's the most embarrassing thing that I've had to deal with in my 50s for sure, because I've been an addict my whole life. I've got off coke, I've got off heroin, I've got off abusing ecstasy, and then obviously a raging alcoholic where I drank dangerous amounts of alcohol, and then I got past all that and was like, don't ever do anything that stupid again. And then to be a responsible person, well, I thought I was at least, and then to be addicted to this thing that was just as bad as any of them without really knowing and having the information. And then when I talk about it on social media, a lot of people would be angry at me and be like, hey man, this has helped me get off Vicodin and all that. And I was like, well, I don't want to get into an argument with anybody, but you're still on Vicodin. You just don't know it because it is a opioid of sorts. I don't know the science of it, but it's the same receptors. And when you try to get off it, there's the same reactions and your brain doesn't work as good as you're definitely slower. You're half the person you were if you're on this stuff. And I know that a lot of people, like, they don't do heroin anymore. And so now they're on this kratom stuff, but you'll see. In the more that we expose what it is, I didn't know people could die from it. I've now met several people that have lost their husbands to this stuff. Like, they didn't they didn't lose their job. They lost their life. They died, not from doing painkillers, from just doing kratom. So it's really heavy shit, and people don't know about it. You can get it at a liquor store.
Really?
Kids can get it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really convenient.
Is it like those weird?
Yes, the little
Pills?
shots and the pills and the powder, they're all the same. Some of them are like stronger doses, but the bottom line is
Do you
it's
smoke them?
not that I know of. You drink it or you digest a pill or you put the powder in water.
Oh,
But I got sponsored by a company that was using it in the MMA community. That's how I got involved.
Wow.
It's a great after workout drink because it like makes you relax, and if you're sore, it like eases your muscles. And I drank it and I was like, son of a bitch, these guys are right. I do feel relaxed. So is a Vicodin. If I trained really hard or I took a slam at the ramp and I took a Vicodin and got into the cold plunge, would I feel better? Yeah. But then, like, because I don't drink and I started getting into stand-up, I'm doing comedy at night, I'll do a shot. That way, people that are drunk are less annoying to me. I feel a little looser, a little bit more relaxed, which I didn't catch at first. I'd admit it. I didn't catch it at first. I was like, I'm just easier to deal with. I feel less anxious around drinking and drugs because I'm doing this shot. And I didn't really realize that I was doing drugs still. And then when I tried to quit, that's when I realized, because there was like a real sick feeling where I was like really sick. My temperature changed. I started sweating, shaking. And then at one point I like really tried to a friend of mine said, just white knuckle it, get off it completely. And I almost had a seizure. Like, I was shaking so hard. I had somebody there to witness it, but they were going to get an ambulance at one point because I was shaking and I was trying to get into the jacuzzi with my clothes on because I was too cold to take my sweatshirt off. But I couldn't get in because my body stopped working. It just started shaking. And I was on my side on the concrete and I headbutted the concrete on purpose to knock the shake out enough to drag myself into the jacuzzi. And then I sat in the jacuzzi in like 103 with a hoodie on until I like thawed out enough to like stop shaking. And I was like, I've detoxed from every drug under the sun. I never did this before.
yeah.
I've never been in this much trouble before. And then for 35 days, like, I went to meetings. At one point I went and got an STD test and I hadn't had sex with anybody,
God.
but I thought that I had something because I felt like my blood was infected. I just had this feeling of like a staph infection or something. I'm like, something's wrong. It can't be kratom. It's been 35 days. And I remember being in a meeting and I'm like doing this and I know I'm doing this. And I'm like, you know who does this? Junkies.
Yeah.
And like, this is,
Withdrawals.
yeah. And I'm like, this is 35 days later. So it scared me to the point where, you know, the marijuana, which has always been my friend my whole life since I was like 11, I think. I was just like, you know what? I'm starting to see things clearer now, and I don't want anything to block I'm behind. I'm so far behind when it comes to understanding my own feelings and pain, and then everybody else, the pain that I've caused them, the people that I love the most. It made me realize that I've neglected everybody in some way, shape, or form, and I need to fix myself and try to save these relationships, mainly my kids. But my kids love me, and it's like I never did anything too crazy, but I know I'm so far behind because I've been numb my whole life. I've been running my whole life. Even when I'm not on drugs, I use something to run. That's why it's not hard for me to do dangerous stuff, because I'm like, if you get hurt, it's a way of running. Like, if I put my life on the line, I don't think about any of the other stuff that I've caused anybody or the things that I have done that I might regret. It's just stay on a mission, stay dangerous. And then more sober I get, the more I realize I really could have died like a bunch of times from doing this stuff. Like I would vomit from doing kratom and just go to the bathroom and vomit and brush my teeth and not think for 1 second that I have just done anything that would be bad for me. And then I'd like have a green drink and eat like a clean meal and be like, yeah, because I'm a healthy guy, I take care of myself. And then 15 minutes later, go vomit in the bathroom from this herbal, relaxing drink that helps you feel better. And I was just, and then I see ads on TikTok with people that are big celebrities.
They do ads for it on TikTok?
Yeah, and they do ads where you can't say or make a comment or repost the video because I was going to put them on blast because I don't care.
You
like,
still
sue
can.
me
You
if
can do it
want.
right now. Fuck it.
Well, I don't want to say the brand. Like, if I don't want to. Like,
What does
people
it sound
people
like?
drink beer, and that's cool. People can drink whiskey, cool. Some people die and do a bunch of other stuff that kills them when they do this. So I can't say it's bad for everybody. But if you don't, like, I feel like people have the knowledge of like, if I do a bunch of Vicodin, I'm putting my life at risk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being stupid. If I do them in the morning and I do them 5 days in a row, you know you're losing it. I don't think a lot of people know that if they do kratom every day and high doses of it, that they're putting their life on the line. The littlest part about it is you're dulling yourself to your friends and family and to yourself. Like you're not really here. And that's the rubbery to me because I just want I have my heart problems and stuff. I don't know how much longer I'm going to live. I don't want to miss anything anymore. I don't want to like miss people that I care about trying to share something with me. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And then forget it the next day because I'm high all the time. Like there's just little things that I would have never have caught that now are such a big deal to me. You know, like if my son sends me a snowboard video, I want to know it. I want to remember it. I want to talk to him about it like in a year from now, not be like, I don't know what video you sent me a year ago. Like I'm high all day, every day. So it's a big deal. Watch out, you know, like when people say on TikTok, makes you a better conversationalist.
Lies.
Is what I saw from a friend of mine saying on video. And I want to think that he doesn't know how dangerous it is, but I think he's a smart guy and I think he's getting paid to say it. And congratulations on making a bunch of money from that. But kids, watch out. You know, like what have I got to lose? What am I winning from this? It's not paying me. No one's paying me. I'm just telling you, if you do it, really watch out because it could kill you or at least ruin your life, like ruin your relationships. I've lost.
Have a great conversation, but don't lose your
You can
life.
also, being a great conversationalist.
Yeah.
If it's a drug, maybe go to therapy.
Yeah, go to a library, read a book, go to the carnival, do something. And if that's what's really scary is like if you're a parent listening to this, like your kids are on TikTok probably, and like that's very,
there's like weightlifter guys that are saying it's great for after workout, and I'm like, that guy's jacked.
He has small
balls. He would know, and it's like he doesn't know, or he's evil. One of the two or both.
Or they just give him a lot of money and be like, talk about this. And you're like, I love this so much.
Which is being evil.
Yeah.
Right. Which is what I get it. I've been involved in things like this before. I've talked about energy shots back when I was younger and a pro skateboarder, and I didn't drink them because they would make me shaky and they're not healthy and they didn't make me a better skateboarder. But did I endorse it? I did.
Your sponsor, my sponsors are like fine linens and like.
See, I want to get into that. Like
linen wear.
Yeah, like
when does fine linen make you a bad person?
Cozy Earth.
Beige.
Yes.
What's
just
Cozy Earth?
Bread.
Like bread?
Artisanal delivery.
See, I want to be involved in all
Yes,
those.
I will show you.
Wholesome.
You're like
Candles.
learn how to wrestle a polar bear after you take this pill. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's insane.
Or stay comfy when you're
Isn't it
spooning
lame
my
that like
beige.
all the linen? I was like, I would like to sleep on it, but a pill that would make me wrestle a bear.
Absolutely.
I'm listening.
No, yeah. They're like, are you stressed out? Yes. Here's a weighted blanket. Oh, bitch, you get me.
Right.
Those
You're
are
so
my
much smarter.
sponsors.
You're so like just naturally
What is
smarter.
it? What's it called? The pill? Kratom?
Kratom.
Potatoes.
Kratom.
Kratom.
Channing Kratom.
Tatum O'Neill.
Well, speaking of anxiety, Justin. So when we came in here, you were talking about a panic attack or an anxiety attack
Yes.
that you had from a possible drug that you had. What was the story on that? Because I did not hear it.
Okay, well, I was on Kratom, and I went to the 7-Eleven and just got it.
And just started talking to everybody in there because it makes you a great
I
conversationalist.
wanted to have good conversations
Right.
with the unhoused outside
7-Eleven,
of the
did
7-Eleven.
you know?
No, it was raining.
Hmm.
And my boyfriend was just like, "Hey, let's get some weed." And I was like, "Okay." And I take gummies, and I will say this. I've said this on my podcast.
Lightweight.
I actually asked Laganja Estranja this.
I saw
'cause,
that.
Yeah, I was like, how many? Because, that's her thing, like weed. And she'd always talked about smoking weed. And when she was on Drag Race, like had a panic attack because she couldn't get her medicine while she was filming. So I was like, how much is, and I know, well, like Joey Diaz too. Joey Diaz can do like 300 milligrams or something like that. So I asked Laganja, I was like, well, how many milligrams do you take? And she's like, well, when I started, it was probably like 75. And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
How many are you supposed to take?
Well, like,
That's about right.
Yeah.
What's the
are you
serving?
insane? I can only do.
He's doing
I can
3.
only do like 3 to 5.
I didn't even know you could get 3.
You can't. You have to bite it in
You
half.
say lick it.
You have to
Yeah,
bite it.
it's licking
Yeah.
it. It is.
We're gonna,
Maybe you like rub it on your forehead
Yeah.
for a second.
Just
3.
even
Put
touch
it back in the fridge. Wrap it in
No,
foil.
Yeah.
I'll get back to it.
Yeah,
No, but
freeze
like
it.
on like 3 to 5, I have a very low tolerance
Lucky
for weed.
Yeah.
And so he had a delivery service come, and we had the little like tubes, and I was looking at it, and I just don't get it. It's like encrusted with diamonds or whatever the hell it is, and it's
shit.
got some
That's
weird
bad.
ass name. And,
Yeah.
and so he's like, let's go out. We open the windows, and he lights it up, and he takes like 2 hits. I only take like 2 hits, and like my hits are like a cigarette drag.
Yeah.
It's just like I did it, and I spiraled. I was like on the couch, and all of a sudden, like every dark thought had come to the surface all in that span of time. I'm looking at my boyfriend, and I'm like, he deserves so much better than me. I'm a failure. No one likes me. My jokes suck. Everyone hates me. Why am I not doing this? Why am I not doing that? And I was like, my heart was racing, and he's like, I'm high too. And he's like, should we go take a walk? And I said, yes, go take a walk. The rain like let up for a little while. We like took the dog out, and I was like, I am so sorry. Like, and it's weird. The weird thing about that was while I was telling him everything that I was feeling and experiencing, I was vocalizing it. And when we got back in the house, I had like people texting me, hey, are you able to do the show? Hey, can we set up a meeting? Da-da-da. And I was like, what? And I'm not like a big like, oh, you just gotta manifest it. Like I get it, but I think I actually kind of needed to say all that for it to like happen. And it was just weird how quickly it happened. Like I sat down and was like, am I a witch? Which, yeah, I guess. But yeah, it was just not, I can't do that. Weed is not the same as it used to be. And
No.
I mean, I remember you talking about it on your podcast. I remember who you were like, you're talking about like the seeds in the plastic bag. And it's a whole nother thing
and
now.
the backyard sheds.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I was, and that was it. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I can do joints anymore. I don't think it's what it says it is anymore. I'm not a big conspiracy weed theorist.
Dude, if you're talking about
Yeah.
3 milligrams, it is what it says. It's just you shouldn't be smoking it. That's what it is.
So I'm the
My
problem.
heart.
I'm the problem.
Just go back to you licking your gummy bear.
Yeah,
You'll be all
I
right.
think you lick your gummy bears. I think I want to tell myself that I can do like a comfortable 10.
No.
I just can't.
No.
I can't. And it's fine. My mom, totally. She's just, blah. I think she's like allergic. I gave her like a bag of edibles like for Mother's Day, which you do.
Sweet.
She ate them all in like one setting. And she's like, they don't work. I'm like, what are you talking about? They don't work.
Did you try one?
No,
No, you
but
shouldn't.
like,
Did you lick
I know
one?
that if I tried one, it'd be like, oh, I'm out for the day. But there are people who are like, it doesn't work for them the same way.
Yeah.
What's the hardest drug you've ever done then? If we
Meth.
Oh, okay. Okay, you can lick.
It was accidental meth.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
And on purpose meth too, though.
Yeah.
Me too.
How is it accidental meth?
It was
Thought it was
accidental
Coke.
meth.
You thought it was Coke.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell it was, honestly.
Fentanyl. You thought it was fentanyl.
No, this was pre-fentanyl days.
I know, so dark.
Seriously, that got so heavy.
I know. I was like,
Heavy.
wow.
It was
You thought-
fentanyl. Oh man, it's meth.
You
Next
guys want
time.
to talk about
You
the
thought it was
Holocaust
baking
now, or does
soda?
anybody
Yeah.
wanna-
Well, no, it was like, I don't know what the hell I thought it was. I was stupid and young and
You snort it or smoke it?
smoked it
Oh wow!
out of a pipe
Yeah, well then that's
That's what I
In
used to
Texas?
do.
in Texas, but I didn't know what it was. Like someone just like handed it to me and I was like,
Yeah.
what is this? And they're like, it's called ice. And I was like, ooh,
Ooh.
sounds chilly.
Yeah.
Was that
That's
like
the
the
shit
time
I
of-
used to do, man.
Huh?
You take the glass and you
Well, it was in a light bulb. A
Yeah, me
comfortable-
too.
A comfortable light bulb.
a
yeah,
light bulb.
A light
it's
bulb.
like
so it was
a
like
go-to.
a fake.
yeah.
I just had a crack pipe.
And then
Yeah.
you put a pen in the light bulb,
yeah.
and you heat the light bulb up, and then you suck it out.
Yeah.
the smoke
And
out
I
with
was
a pen.
wasting money on a fucking crack pipe all those years.
Yeah, well, no, that's a better
Well-
way to do it. It's just like you got if you're.
Is that
street
like
way to-
when like you're young smoking weed out of an apple?
Yeah, it's,
Kinda.
yeah, it's a
Kinda.
MacGyver technique.
Yeah, but your story, what you just said about the 7-Eleven drug is kind of the same thing where it's like, I did it once and I just remember going to a bar that night and the bartender came over and he was just like, yeah, what can I get for you to drink, man? And I was like, just
yeah.
like 1,000 miles an hour. And he's like, okay. And then
That's
I
what I
remember
look like when I smoke it on a dick.
going,
It gets you horny.
I was not.
I was gonna say that.
Oh,
didn't-
really?
No, I went home at like 4:00 in the morning and rearranged my whole room,
Yeah.
like all the furniture. I was like, "This
Oh.
goes over here." My roommate came in at the time. He's
Black
like,
candles.
"What are you doing?"
Mm.
And I'm like, I need to change."
Huh.
And then the next day, like when I finally went to bed, the same feeling. It was like the worst hangover,
Yep.
the worst, like shakes,
Yep.
sweats, everything. And I was like, "What the hell is happening?"
Mm.
And it was my body withdrawing all that.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem with meth is that the minute you do it, you're addicted to it. The first time you do it, that's why you're addicted to it because you have that high. But when you come down off of it, it hurts so bad and you're so just exhausted that's when people need the fix to
Yeah.
calm the pain. And when I realized that that's what it was and when I realized what it was, I was like, gross.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was grossed out by myself. I was like, no, we're not this bitch. No.
So you didn't get addicted to it the first time.
I
Like,
did
you
it
were,
the
like,
one time
grossed
and that was
out.
it.
That's good.
Okay.
You got lucky.
I did
know.
meth for
Seriously.
years, dude.
It hurt
for
so
years.
bad. And I was like, I will never feel this way again.
Yeah.
Ever. Like sweats, like my body
Probably
aches.
Well, the other
Yeah.
thing is because instead of having sex, you cleaned your house.
Mm-hmm.
If you had sex after you did that, you might have wanted to done it again.
Well, I'm glad that I just wanted to rearrange my furniture
'Cause it
and
makes you a Superman.
go to bed.
Maybe for men, but for women, like you can't come on meth.
Yeah, but you
You
can.
can't.
You can
You can't.
If
eventually.
we've learned anything this podcast,
I'm very determined. So
What are our
I would
takeaways
make
this
my
podcast?
shit would be raw.
Me
I
too.
would not be able to come.
I probably shouldn't talk about it, but yep, me too.
Nope. Okay.
I had like a kettlebell between my legs for like a day or two
Oh.
afterwards because I had just
Saw
beat
that.
him senseless.
Oh.
Wait, what? You had an erection?
I kept
Come
going
again?
because I wanted a second finish because the meth was still in my
It makes you
system.
want to like you're
Yeah,
like
and I was like,
but
I got
you
another one
can't.
in me, and my penis was like, please no, and I was like, yes, dude, we're doing it, and it was like, but I'm hurting, and I'm like, I don't care, we're gonna do this, and it was like hours where I was just like, we're not gonna finish, we're not gonna stop until we do it again.
just rubbing it raw.
Yeah, and then by the time I finished, I made it swollen,
Mm.
like it was a whole new thing, and it just became like a big weight in my pants. And the next day
Yeah.
when I was walking around, it was like, like it was hurt,
Mm.
very like beat up, like
It is weird
didn't look
when-
like a penis anymore.
Yeah.
It looked like a kettlebell.
Oh.
wow.
I think guys look like kettlebells and girls look like dolphin lips.
Yeah,
Like
dolphin lip.
like
Yeah.
a dolphin. Look,
Yeah.
where's my phone?
Please show me
Yeah,
what you're
like
Like
a-
a
referring
dolphin.
to.
I know what
Snout
you're
that was
talking
in
about.
there.
Like a star, like a
Like if you look
like
at a dolphin,
pursed-
yeah, like the side of a dolphin's mouth.
Well, that's just what
like a
they
hot
look
dog bun?
like.
Nah, but
Yeah.
like
Like
imagine
little
ones
clams.
with
Hot
like
dog bun?
real juicy lips. Sorry, I
Like
don't
you
want
know
to be.
those hot dog eating like competitions, like where they dip it in the water
Yeah.
before they eat it.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's
Okay.
usually like,
Kettlebells and hot
food,
dog
that's
buns.
called a fupa.
Yeah, a fupa.
I know.
Isn't that the front?
No,
The
that's
fupa's the top.
that's
That's like-
something else.
But that's it. I thought it was just like a big old.
Like Like a clam. Yeah.
Okay, so it's okay. So, but Mike, okay, a question for you with all of this stuff that goes on. I mean, you had a normal
boy.
reaction
Yeah.
to heroin.
Was that what it is?
Meth.
No,
You
meth
is
you
heroin?
had a.
No,
it's
no,
not.
no. She
I
doesn't
got it
know. She's
wrong.
only smoked weed once.
Oh, yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of times, I mean, but like she doesn't do hard.
Yeah.
Oh.
One's up, one's down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a
Yeah.
normal reaction. So I guess Jason, with all of this, because it's you sounds like you have a high threshold for pain and
Mhm.
for great pleasure and all of that
Mhm.
stuff.
Yep.
So I guess for you, like, what was it that made you be like, I don't want any of it? Because I think the last thing you had was weed, right? Like that was the last
Mhm.
thing that you were using was weed.
Yeah. But it was only for 3 days after I quit Kratom.
Oh, okay.
Question: were you doing kratom while we were doing donuts in the very small space?
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Well,
it's fine.
true. It's
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
Well,
It's
makes
okay.
You,
You know, we're
focused.
alive.
And the conversation
You know,
in that
I
car
did.
was
you know,
amazing.
I don't know if you. I did a 540 at 52 years of age. Like one of the only people.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was high on Kratom and weed.
Oh, at the X Games with me when I was taking your photos. You guys were high.
Yeah.
So you're doing crispy Kratums.
Now, when I skateboard, I'm so much better.
Oh.
It's like, I'm happy about it. I want to look back and be like, oh man, all those years. But when I skate now, I'm so much safer.
Yeah, well, you know you're doing it now.
But
That's why.
Yeah,
I
you're
can,
present.
I can totally see where I'm going, and I'm like, wow, this is way easier. I had no idea. I've seriously thought that to myself. I know it's a stupid thing to think, but
No,
I'm
it's
like,
good.
I can feel my feet on my. I know where they are,
That's good.
and
It's
I know
good
I'm
you
going
know
that way.
Mhm.
And then I recollect that, dude. There was a couple of times there where you did tricks where you were like, maybe,
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah?
yeah.
But so
Have you ever seen him do skating?
I've
X
seen him
Games shit?
skateboard at Pride.
Like in real life?
No.
At Pride.
Not a good
I'm
showing.
done next to the float.
This
Yeah.
guy's a monster. Like
no, I know. I've seen him on Instagram and stuff, but yeah.
okay, but like in real life,
No,
there's
no, no, no.
something
I
Sarah
will
has
go
to.
one
The
day
ramp
and
is
be like
the
the
ramp
proud-
is different.
The proud guy.
So we did the shoot, and
Yeah.
we went to this local
He's doing it.
ramp on the
Oh,
east
the
side.
little skate park.
Yeah, just to get some shots of him on. He was wearing this really cool Calvin Klein suit, and we were doing some stuff. And he got approached by a couple of dudes of like,
Oh.
"Oh shit, are you Jason Ellis? Oh
At
shit,
the
are you
store the
Jason
other night,
Ellis?"
that happened.
It was cool.
Oh, yeah.
We had that one guy who was like, "Oh my god," da, da, da. And I was like, "Thank you." And he's like, "No, Jason." I'm like, "No, yeah, like people know him. Like,
No, it's rad.
I mention his name to people, and people are like, "Oh my god, yeah." Da, da, da. So yeah, he's not.
Almost.
He knows.
It's not small beans.
He knows.
So, okay, so you're okay with like performing of like skateboarding and stuff. You feel good with that because you're clear.
Very much so.
But as far as like stand up, because that can be a whole nother beast because of the anxiety and nervousness and fear of
Never been better.
performing. Okay, so has the fear gone away, or you just
Yep.
do it anyway?
I'm a monster.
You have to be.
My brain now thinks of other things while I'm telling a story, while I'm reading the crowd.
Yeah.
That's me too.
There used to
Yeah.
be a time there where I'd be like, please say the words that you planned on saying. And then afterwards, I'd be like, I don't know. Like Brianna would say, you did really good. And I'm like, sure.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Because I don't trust anybody, especially when it's a compliment. Even though I know she loves me, but if that's also a curse. You love me. You're not going to tell me I sucked.
Right.
I know she would, but that's how I'm insecure. Like
Mhm.
I'm an egotistical maniac who's very insecure. I have to live with this. But now, at first, like the first 40 days, I did some stand up where I was like, my skin's crawling and I'm doing stand up. That was not enjoyable.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But once I got past all the kratom and the detox and everything else, and then started to be comfortable as sober Jason, because I've never really been that before.
Mhm.
Now my stand up has never been better. Like I did a show the other day in the Belly Room, the Dirty Show,
Mhm.
and that's easily the best I've ever done
Mhm.
by far. And there were like other people that are proper comedians that went before and after me, and I was like, "Yep, today I'm as good as anybody. I'll take it. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I'll take it."
That's great.
Yeah, it felt real good.
Well, speaking of, and two, you also, what if this, I don't know if I should talk about this or can't talk about this, but the Comedy Store is possibly offering you a show.
Oh no! They're just
Maybe
no.
Who?
the stand-up show, Comedy Store,
What show?
Whose show?
a stand-up show.
Us?
Who?
You.
Oh
No, meaning that to do
Oh
a
no,
show.
no. They asked Brianna if I wanted to do a show, and then they asked Brianna again if I wanted to be the host of a show.
Yeah.
And that is the first time that I know of where it's not my famous comedy friend saying, Jason, do you want to do a set with me? It's the Comedy Store saying, does Jason want to do a set? So
That's awesome.
but I'm there all the
Ideally,
time.
Yeah.
You know, like I know how I've been watching, like I got good at skateboarding, I got good at radio, I got good at like driving car. I know how it goes. Like you pay your dues, you put in your work, and you don't expect anything. Like to me, I don't want, like if I got money and everybody came to see me, that's awesome. But I've been good at stuff. I'm not here for a pat on the back. I'm here to be good at it. I love it, and I want to be like him. Like I see him do a set and I'm like, he can do it. He can make this crowd do whatever he wants. He's a professional comedian. He has it. That's what I want from it. And I also know, like, if I'm doing this because I want to get a fucking private jet and I can be Tom Segura, it's not going to happen. This is a smoke show. Like, do I really want to be a comedian? Do I love it? Do I want to like be good like a real comedian is? That's what I want from it. Because I know from skateboarding, I got money. People recognize me. It's cool, but it's not like, what did I get from skateboarding? At one point when I skateboarded, I could make it do anything I wanted it to do. And you can't take it from me. I'll never forget it. It might be the greatest thing that ever happened to me in my life. Like, I'm so proud. And when I think back of it, I also can remember it a lot more these days. It means so fucking much to me. And now to be given another opportunity, because my body's older, I can't make it move like it used to move, but I can make my mouth move. It's not getting slower. I can do comedy for like until I die. I could figure this out. You know, I'm not saying I'm going to be like, I'm the next Dave Chappelle. Like, it ain't going to happen like that. I just want to be good.
Yeah.
I want to be like a good comedian.
That's all you gotta do.
Where you guys are like in the green room, you're like, hey man, you're up next, like who's on the thing? And then you go out and you're like, boom, and then you go, everyone's like, whoa, hilarious. And then you go home. You walk home because you live near it. That's what I want your life. I want to be you. I want your hair more than anything.
Oh boy.
So good.
Oh boy. Wow.
It like stands up, it's all bold and stuff.
He's gay, man. He's a gay man.
I see you next with just like a lace front with my hair.
Ooh.
Please, we have to do that.
If that happens, watch out.
Yeah.
Like
I'll wear a bald cap and you wear a lace front, like wig hair.
I glued one on for a while when I was rich, when I was working for Sirius.
Mm.
Then I had, because it was like $1,500, but I grew my hair that I do have out. And then they like glue actual hair and cut it into my hair. I rented a convertible and drove around. I swear to God, I've never been happier in my life.
Just like
it was.
Can you grow?
I did that. I did.
See, mine doesn't move though.
I do. I don't need to move.
Mine's never been able to move. I mean,
it was
the tail moves. The
it's
tail
really long.
moves.
The what?
The tail.
The tail.
The tail.
I know I have a duck tail back here.
It's
I
cute.
loved
though.
it.
Can you grow your hair out?
Not this bit.
No.
Not the top, like you have like the dude thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is funny you said that because like last night I was in the green room with God, who was there? It was Chris Spencer, Andrew Santino, Bobby Lee, and Ron G. And I remember Ron G. And I don't really hang out. Like I used to hang out. I mean, you know, I used to hang out. I hung out the night that I was hanging out with you because I haven't done that in so long. I'm now at this point where I'm like, I do my set, I go home. That's it. I don't need to. But like the other night when I saw you, like, I felt like a lot of people I haven't seen in a while were around. And so I'm like, you know what? I haven't hung out in a while. Let's hang out. And then every time I was turning the corner, people were like, you're still here? And I'm like, yeah, because my boyfriend's asleep at home. He just got back from New York. He's tired. You know, I want to hang out. And I did. But it's funny because you were talking about nerves and all that stuff. Like, one of my biggest things when I deal with nerves is I pace. I pace everywhere. And I can't sit still before I'm about to go on. And so I was about to go on last night and I'm in the green room and I'm pacing around and Ron G was like, are you nervous? And I'm like, no, I'm just pacing. And he's like, why are you walking around so much? And I'm like, why are you asking so many questions? No, I didn't say that, but it was also, I'm like, show up on time. Okay. You're first on the lineup. Don't show up at 8:08.
Seriously.
Okay, you're new. Okay, learn the rules. But yeah, and I was like, that's what I do when I'm on the phone. I do the same thing. I pace everywhere, drives everyone crazy. I'm like, that's just how I deal with my nerves.
You're alive, man. You're in the game.
Well, dead inside, but technically alive. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw your Instagram story of like what a fun night, and it showed the lineup.
Oh,
and it
dude,
was
the
just,
lineup
stacked.
was sick
like,
last
what
night.
kind of fucking lineup is this?
It was so cool. That room last night was so much fun.
I can't even imagine.
So much fun.
Was that in the OR or the main room?
It was the main room.
Main room. Did people lose their shit?
They did.
I bet.
So awesome.
And it was interesting too because like
That's
Bobby
cool.
was there and like I haven't really, for as long as I've known Bobby, I've never really connected with Bobby. Like, and so to sit in the room with him and Santino, I know Santino very well, but like listening to him and Bobby talk with their podcast and everything, and then listening to Bobby talk about what's been going on in his life, and he's in his 50s and he's talking about stuff that everyone's kind of very familiar with when you're doing stand-up. And I just remember telling him right before, like, I forget who was on stage. I think it was Chris Spencer. And he was like, all right, this next comic coming out of the stage. And I looked at Bobby. I'm like, Bobby, you're going to walk out there and the room is going to explode just from seeing you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to do anything. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And he like goes out there and sure enough, Bobby Lee, like werewolves just screaming. And I'm like, yeah, like it's crazy. It's very, very wild to hear.
The coolest thing ever.
That, huh?
It's the coolest thing ever.
It is weird. I've noticed mine
Okay.
going.
It goes up. It goes up.
Yeah, but I mean, like a lot of people they just know me either from the store or from podcasts or
You're a funny dude.
radio.
You're legit
like
funny,
one-
but I
You,
love
Justin, I've said this to you before.
Yeah.
When I used to go to the store and take photos sometimes, you were the hands down the funniest person
Well, thank you.
I've seen. You're hilarious as well, and so are you.
I'm-
But at that time, I'm sure now as well, just so fucking smart
Thanks.
and so funny. Like I had tears.
Yeah. I
running
feel
down
like a
my
lot of
face.
people, what's the word? Undermine me, don't take me as seriously just because I don't have the credits. You know what I mean? They're like, what are you doing? What are you up to?
Mhm.
And
I hate that. I hate that question. Like, what's up? What's going on next? What's happening?
yeah. And I don't really like talk about myself a lot when
Mm-hmm.
I'm in those situations with people in the green room or whatever. So I don't know. And I don't have a lot of the specials and I don't have a lot of the Netflix and I don't have a lot, but everybody's journey is different.
Yeah.
And that's
And
what
those
I've
are
always
not
learned.
those are not the important parts.
Yeah.
As somebody that was good at something before and can look back on it now, was I really good? You know what I mean? Did it, my heart was in it, and did I run it? You're one of those people.
Thank
dude.
you.
Like when you go up there, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
just have to
I
learn.
want to be like that.
And that's the thing. I'd rather be the comic that I am that not a lot of people know about. And once they do know, they're going to be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Rather than some kid who pops off on TikTok. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you're
also,
legit.
you came in from a different kind of like generation, like pre TikTok.
Yeah.
Right. Like now it's all, if you're a big TikTok star, we'll give you time. We'll give you your own
Exactly.
fucking tour. We'll give you a
Exactly.
special.
Yeah.
But you guys, all three of you guys,
Yeah. And
are
no
original
shade. Like,
comics.
do your
Yeah.
thing. Like,
for
get
sure.
it. Get your
But it's a
checks.
different way of getting to the top.
Yes.
But it's quick though, and it won't last.
Yeah.
You
It
guys
could last, but
last.
it's highly likely that when you go that quick to the top, that you go back down just
Yeah.
as fast.
It's like one hit wonders, man.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll also say you're performing at the Comedy Store, which is like if you ever look at those lineups, you're never gonna see. Rarely, maybe I could. You're never gonna see like a TikTok stardom comic. Like the comics that you see, like Bobby Lee's, Andrew, they're already little living legends because
Yeah.
they've been doing it. Bobby's been doing this
For 48 years. Yeah.
for 78 years.
Yeah.
95.
And they all
25,
have
I think he said. I think last
a
night he said
long
25.
time.
Yeah.
And it's
Like
like
98, I want to say. 97, something like that.
So I mean, it's funny because I still see you though because of the comics that perform at the Comedy Store, because of that lineage they
Yeah.
bring and like.
Well, you and I started out together.
But I still see you as still being the newbie. Like when you look at that, like the lineups, like it's heavy. That bench is so deep,
Yeah.
I still see you. You're an amazing comic. I mean, like obviously a veteran comic, but even with these people,
Yeah,
these are
still
giants.
a baby. Yeah.
You're still a baby. Like I
Mhm.
still like it's Steph Tolev, like all these people who've been doing it forever as well.
They're still babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what Comedy Store is like, the mecca of the mecca.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
never gonna
Like Jessica Michelle Singleton. I'm just like baby. Like child, you know.
yeah.
You know, who else is on there? Lisa Traeger. Like people who
Mhm.
or have been doing it for a while, and East Coast, West Coast, whatever.
Yeah.
Babies.
I still get pumped when they let me in for free.
Well, they'll let you in for free now.
No, but every time I walk up to the door and the guy goes, Ellis, I'm not going to lie, I get fucking pumped.
Of course.
And then I go around the back, and then there's the next level of gate where they go, hey, man. I'm like, hey.
I just skip all of that.
It's awesome.
I just stand in the
love
back
it.
like, yeah.
I feel like I'm like the fun brother there at the store.
For everybody? Or
I
for
think
Jason?
so. I don't think as far as I know, I don't think people do not like me. Like, I feel like everyone kind of is cool with me. I don't really have a problem with anybody, but
that would be their problem.
Yeah.
If they had a problem with you.
It's hard. I've always just tried to be nice and try to be cordial in myself. And it's just fun, like seeing like the door guys and stuff be like, what's up, man? What's up? And I'm also, but there's also that like masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened when I got passed, when people were mad that I got passed because I was gay.
Right.
Fuck those guys.
Remember that?
Or because the owner of the club immediately loved you and like
I got passed on the spot and the people were pissed. And I'm like, sorry, I didn't tell her to come down the mountain and like
Were
watch
you like,
me.
I was born this
you
way?
accidentally got passed. And
sorry if I didn't pay my dues accordingly, if I didn't park your car or check your ID.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was.
I
Like people were like, who the fuck is he? And I'm like, I don't know. Who the
I
fuck
was
are
there
you?
the day I heard you got passed and the way you got passed. I was like, oh, and I was with somebody who didn't love it. And I was like, oh, wow.
Who didn't love it?
Oh, come on.
It was let me just put it in the category of a comic who had to go through the rigmarole of what it takes to get passed. Right?
I understand their angle.
No, it's okay.
But it's their
You won't get
curse.
shocked. Yeah.
I'm like, you're not
Really?
surprised.
Was not
But
happy?
not in a way that it was like mean or aggressive. It was just like, of course that's how he gets passed. Of course.
That's the impression.
Yeah. There
Perfect.
you go.
It's a good impression.
I won't do the real impression because that's a dead giveaway. But
can I do it?
nope.
Yeah, do
No.
it. Can you do it?
No.
Oh.
I'll do
their curse.
it. No, I'm respecting my wife.
Yeah.
All
right. So we're gonna
I know. Bleh.
What are we gonna do? We're gonna play a game?
We're gonna
arm
no,
wrestle?
I wish we had an hour more, but we're gonna have to wrap it up.
What?
Oh, between
I'll
these
tear it
two.
off.
Oh, I bet you will.
Clean off.
Oh.
You're gonna arm wrestle?
You want to hurt me?
No, I'm talking.
Oh, now she's a
I
woman.
don't understand,
I know.
dude.
It was like, did
I
you
don't even
see
want to
them in
arm
a
wrestle
few-
you. Just if
You're
you're
gonna
gonna
fucking arm wrestle. Oh, now you're gonna hurt me?
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm like,
what was that?
It was a twist. That's
Yeah.
what it was. I was
Kind of
like,
got me. All of a sudden, I
wanna
felt like a
harm
mean
this?
person.
why would you hurt me,
Why would you
Jason?
do that?
Thank you for
Why
detecting
would
that
you?
bullshit
I
you just ran on me.
I
I'll
just
fuck
found
you
out you
up.
were
There you
a
go.
woman.
Fuck
There
you
she is.
up.
Yeah.
I'll fuck you up. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Good luck.
Put a stick in your spokes while you're driving.
Stick in your spokes.
Say what?
I don't know. It's a gay man like family
No,
thing.
it's not. It's a
Did you
Texas
pedal here?
1994 game.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
We've all got
I
cars
know
there,
it
you know that,
is.
right?
When a person's riding their bike and you
Put
throw
a
a
stick-
stick
yeah,
in
you
their
throw a
spoke
stick in the spokes and they flip.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of how that
Okay.
goes. I just know that we don't have bicycles.
Spokes.
Spokes?
Spokes. The
Sticks
spokes
in
of
the
the wheel.
spokes. But
Yeah.
doesn't the
I
wheel
know-
just
jeez,
go round?
I know what
Wouldn't that be the
I can
gears?
ride a bicycle. You didn't know what motocross was 2 hours ago.
Motocross.
What if I told you I am an established motorcyclist?
Yeah, we should do a bit on it because it's very funny. Yeah, no, that bit explained it all.
Yeah, this
As
is
you
perfect.
Are you in
Sure
Lincoln
about
Park
me.
all of a sudden? Like, what's wrong with you?
I am in the X Games, and
Yes,
I have
you
been-
are.
on his Razor scooter.
That's Jason's face.
God.
360.
What if I just pulled it off and I was
Travis
like,
Pastrana's head was
I'm
under there? Do you know
Pink's
that?
husband? I'm like,
Yes, Carrie Hart.
Sure.
It's Carrie Hart.
sure.
Sure.
I refer to him as Pink's husband. Okay.
Carrie Hart.
Corey?
She wrote a song about him, and I will never
he
forget
got me.
about it.
He got me tickets last night from
He's
my
hot.
mum to see Pink
Yeah.
Oh, that's
in
awesome.
Australia.
Perhaps.
So
Stop.
his name is Carrie Hart.
Carrie Hart.
And he is a great man.
He has a good heart.
Okay, I don't like where you guys are
Who
going
knew?
about my buddy. He did
We
the
just say he
backflip.
has a
First
good
person to do a
heart.
backflip on
Oh,
a dirt bike.
boy.
You know what a dirt bike is, right?
Dirt bike. It's a bike in the dirt.
Yeah, there you go. It's got
Goes vroom vroom.
yeah,
It's,
So you go on the thing. Go,
Yeah.
boop, boop, boop,
you don't pedal.
go.
pedal it. Yeah.
No, you don't.
You go.
And
boop, boop, boop,
it's got an engine in it.
Engine and
It's a motocross bike.
How many
Wow.
S's are in motocross?
Listen, we gotta start wrapping this up
I
because
have to
we
wrap
do
it up.
want
Okay,
to.
so you guys have, both of you, I feel have a lot going on that's coming up. Is there anything you want to talk about? Any shows? Anything you want to plug for yourselves? I adore you too. I can't believe I
I know. I'm so sad. Time is up.
right now, my spring, summer. I'm working actually on the Drag Isn't Dangerous telethon.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah, we did it last year. We raised $600,000 for
amazing.
the horrible legislature that's like trying to, ban everything fun. And for the ACLU and everything. So we're doing a second one because it is an election year. So we're encouraging the youth to get up and get out and vote and like, Jesus God. And then I have some other stuff working on. I've got Jeff Lewis Live on Sirius XM. I'm doing his show. I also do his extended show, which is like the after show. And then I have my podcast, Just Sayin with Justin Martindale, on YouTube, as well as wherever you get your podcasts. And I also do a Patreon as well for that. So
Any more? Anything else?
no, he's got way more than I do, though.
And by the way, if you haven't listened to Just Sayin with Justin Martindale with Jason Ellis,
Yes.
it's a great episode. I listened to it.
That was what
Earlier.
actually the
So
listeners
good.
were the ones that were like, oh my God, you guys should like totally work together.
Yeah, it was
And then when we
great.
sat down and talked about it, we were like, why not? This sounds really fun.
Great.
We got over 1 million likes on Instagram for him being on my show,
I heard-
explaining the legitimate qua.
The legitimate qua.
Yeah, very important.
Mhm.
It hits.
Did you see? She's like, he knows.
Very important.
It hit a chord with the population.
Yeah,
on the
apparently
Insta.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason, what do you have going on coming up?
The Jason Ellis Show podcast, and then Hulk versus Wolf podcast, and then more importantly, the Jason Ellis Show on Patreon, patreon.com/EllisMate, where I do 2 Jason Ellis shows a week and my own solo show. And I'm also going on the road
boy.
with TJ Miller. So go to thejasonellis.com. This is
Wait,
all. This
Did
is
you
all.
not know that?
Not really.
Did you just find out?
Oh my God.
I heard about it, but I didn't believe it. I still don't.
That's
But
going to be great.
thejasonellis.com is where my dates are if I have them, which is crazy. But yeah, that's it. That'll do.
No
Oh,
big
yeah,
deal.
That really happens. That's going to be so fucking awesome.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
You will. I'll show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course he's
Yeah.
opening for TJ Miller. Of course.
It was a callback.
It's a callback
Of course,
from
that's who he's
from the
opening
person who
for.
did that
Of
about
course.
Justin.
The person
about
who's
Game
not
Pass.
happy for me at my time of joy.
It wasn't. We'll talk about it later. She wasn't not happy. It was just Of course. Okay. So
Well, I can't wait for her to say that about me.
you will get passed.
Yep, you're damn
Mark
right.
my
I will.
words. Mark
I'm
my
coming.
words. Well, I can't. As you guys have seen, both of these guys could individually carry their own show, and together, I can't even wait. I hope that it happens.
I
'cause it
hope
will be phenomenal.
The trio does something.
It's going to be
She
fun.
hates that I'm saying that,
It's
but
a
I
little-
think it would be fucking brilliant.
I always want to do stuff with Sarah. That sounded
You guys are
weird.
We're
I
gonna,
enjoy
we're
shows.
gonna get together.
No,
and
all
write,
3 of you
'cause that's
guys
what
are
we're gonna do.
brilliant.
Because we're both a little undisciplined, I think. Can I say that?
Undisciplined?
With writing, with comedy.
I'm changing.
Me too.
I write.
Good way to
a
put
lot.
it.
Yeah.
I'm changing as well.
Justin had
you
to chime
you
in.
already do
Justin
stuff.
had to chime in.
You didn't
Me
have
too,
to change.
guys. Me too. I did too. Guys, what about me? Me too.
Triggered. Thank you guys for watching another episode of
Me
Not
too.
Cool. Stay not cool out there and go check out Jason Ellis, Justin Martindale, separately together. I love them both. I can't believe it. Thank you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Me too, guys.
Hey everybody, you want more Not Cool? Then go to Instagram and subscribe to Not Cool Pod, and or on my own personal page, which is Sarah Hyland Rosenstein. And please don't forget to rate and review, and of course, subscribe. Thanks for listening and watching, you guys. Stay not cool.